Traitor 44, Barry Soetoro, was in the city of Berlin last week giving a private talk to a bunch of young students. He was attempting to prime the malleable minds of these students to determine if the deep state bullshit story they're going to put forth to try to discredit video and audio recordings that will soon drop on the criminals and traitors will work. I covered this briefly in a prior video, but I felt it needed a bit more than just that one brief mention, so I will attempt to expound upon what I am reasonably certain we will see in the not-too-distant future. The link to the prior video is in the description. The following is a recap of his rambling colloquy for the benefit of those who haven't seen it.
And this is no different, and by the way, it's going to get worse with AI, because you're going to start seeing, if you think fake news is bad now, what you're going to start seeing is the ability to duplicate people's speech and figures so that it's distinguishing what's true and what's not is going to become even more difficult. So one of the things that I think in the foundation we're looking at is how do we join, let's say, a conversation and a convening of this group with technologists and start coming up with strategies. And by the way, the strategies, not everyone is going to work right away. So we may have to try a whole bunch of different things to see what is it that is able to penetrate and attract attention. You know, and we'll have to test it. And I'm always trying to figure out by talking to my daughters, you know, all right, like how long's your attention span? You know, if I you know, I know you won't listen to me more than 10 minutes, but if I'm only half joking on that one.
Hello, this is Dave from Net4 Truth USA, Whirlwind Revolt. It is April 9th, 2019, and I just had to do a follow-up on this speech that Traitor 44 did in Berlin, Germany, because I think I may have left a few points out in the prior video, whose link is in the description. Now, before anybody has any questions, the earring is worn in memory of my good friend Running Wolf, who was murdered by drug dealers in 1971. And 5 of them I put away for natural life in New Mexico, working undercover for the New Mexico State Police. And if anybody has any questions about the red fingernail, the red fingernail is worn in solidarity with the victims of child trafficking. 800,000 children disappear in the United States every year, and nobody says a word. I try to mention it every chance I get, just to make people aware. What Barry Soetoro is trying to get to in his cloaked inferences is he's trying to get ahead of audio recordings and video recordings, and he's not going to be able to get ahead of film recordings and photographs on film, on original film, saying that they're photoshopped and they're created by artificial intelligence. Well, he should have thought about that when his pal over in the land of the Joeys did that fake video that we tore up and tried to post right here on this venue, but the minute it finished uploading, the whole channel went down. So you know how sensitive they are about the truth. He's talking about fake news. Yeah, maybe he meant us. That's what he meant. We are the fake news. We are the ones who exposed... We are the ones who exposed all these people on mainstream media kneeling in puddles and saying, oh, the water's up to my knees. Just for... why? because the pathology of pathological liars is they cannot tell the truth even if they wanted to. They grew up being bullshit artists. Their whole life is bullshit. Their whole colloquy of so-called facts is all made up, scripted bullshit. And I have to say, fake news, here's an example of fake news for you. September 11th, 2001, Jane Stanley from the BBC is in New York City. Question, what the hell is she doing here? There was no stories for the BBC to be sending a reporter all the way over to New York City for. Answer that question. Well, maybe she was on vacation. Maybe she had some story that she wanted to cover on Wall Street. Okay, I'll give you that. How do you explain that same person is standing in downtown Manhattan with Building 7 over her left shoulder, announcing that the building fell 25 minutes before it actually fell? Explain that to me. Maybe it's time warped. Maybe it's Mandela effect. Maybe it's some shit like that. But in the real world, that's inexplicable and explicable in only one way. The people who broadcasted this news knew that it was going to happen. And if they knew it was going to happen, it was in a script. They knew it was going to happen. Therefore, they are complicit in the biggest mass murder in U.S. history. End of discussion. There's no other explanation. There's no explanation for the left wing of a plane that hits a building to go behind the building that's a quarter of a mile away. There's no explanation for that. There's no explanation for a cell phone call made from a plane cruising at 20,000 feet and going about 500 miles an hour when the technology to this day does not exist to do that. There's no explanation. And I'll make another video on that. But what Obama is trying to do is he is trying to test the narrative that these recordings, these audio recordings from the plane meeting between Loretta Lynch and Bill Clinton on the tarmac in Phoenix, and the videotape that was discovered on the Peter Tweeder's computer when it was seized, when his little escapade there. Thank you, Mr. Anthony Weiner. You put a big wrench in the gears there with your life insurance policy. They're going to claim that that video is AI fake. They're going to claim that the audio of the tarmac meeting between Clinton and Lynch is a fake. They're going to claim everything that's going to drop on them as being fake when they're the masters of fake. And they're not even good at it. We tore that video from the land of the Roos and the Joeys. We tore that apart. Now that's a knife. You have to excuse me there. The dogs were tapping, wanting to go outside. So I had to let them out. There's no... we know that this child sacrifice crap has been going on for hundreds, thousands of years. Hundreds and thousands of years. Since Abraham walked out of the land of Ur in biblical times. We know this for a fact. We know it for a fact because it's exposed in their own emails. How do you play dominoes on pizza or pasta? It's code. And the FBI knew it was code way back. It's code words because they don't want to say it outright. But we know what it is because you can't play dominoes on pizza unless you want a bunch of dominoes with pizza and cheese all over them. So we know that this stuff exists. And we know that if they've been doing it for as long as we know they've been doing it for, records go back until since the technology existed to record these things, to photograph these things, and to videotape these things, and to film these things on film, on cellulose, 8mm and 16mm film, and 35mm SLR film that cannot be photoshopped. So his narrative is a test to see how many people would believe his bullshit story. And who he's talking to, what their political persuasion is, and what their state of mind is unclear. But obviously, they're in the room in support of his agenda, whatever that is. So he is trying to get ahead of this stuff that's going to drop. And it's going to drop. First of all, I know for a fact it exists. I know for a fact it exists. Okay? Take it from me. I wouldn't lie to you. I wouldn't tell you if I didn't know. That much I know. These tapes and these audio recordings do exist. It was verified many, many times. And even through the mainstream media, who mentioned it once and just left it alone after that. Just like the mainstream media recording bombs going off before the planes hit the towers, and seismic recordings from the geological survey up on the New York-New Jersey border on the Palisades, recording these explosions before the planes hit. But that's never mentioned in the news either, is it? No, I don't think so. That's fake news. So he is trying to get ahead of this. And he says, well, we have to try different things. We have to see what penetrates and what will get attention. Yeah, you throw enough shit against the wall, some will stick. But not enough will stick so that people will believe it. You're going down, deep state. And all the pedivores are going down with you. Hollywood is done. This Nexium and the other thing that's going on with the colleges and all that, it's coming down around your neck. Give up already. Because you're only digging yourself in deeper. And I think that's what Trump is trying to do. He's just, here, you want some rope? Here's some more rope. Go hang yourself. Go find a doorknob somewhere. Hang yourself. Dig yourself in deeper. Dug in some more bullshit. So, you know what? When they call bullshit on a video that's actually a real life video, they're going to call bullshit on it. I guarantee you, something like this is going to happen. An 8mm film video from an old technology camera from years back. Somebody has one of these things of somebody doing something that they shouldn't need be doing, if you get my drift. Hit, nudge, nudge. And they took that tape and that film and made a videotape out of it. Just convert it over. They get a little machine, you put the film in, and you get MP4 files out of it. They're going to call it bullshit. It's photoshopped. Oh, really? Really, it's photoshopped. Okay, here's the original cellulose film, asshole. So now we caught you in a bullshit story. Now your whole narrative goes away. What are you going to say about that? But you're not going to see this on the mainstream media. I guarantee you, you will not see this on the mainstream media unless and until some catastrophic thing happens to them, like they go out of business or they are bought out by Fox News, whose ratings are skyrocketing, and Rachel Madcow lost 50% of her audience in a single day. We're winning, folks, and we don't even know it. We're winning, folks, and we don't even know it. This medium right here defeated a rigged election. They underestimated the power of this medium, and now they're trying to censor it. The video that I did on the land of the Joeys and the Roos got deleted immediately. And an hour later, the whole channel with 350 videos was taken down. I'm suing them. I'm suing them behind that. And I'm charging them with fraud under the RICO Act. They think I'm playing, but I'm not playing. And if you're listening to this, you better restore my fucking channel and put some money in the bank like 3 times what you owe me. And that's not extortion. That's a gift. Because what's going to come down on you is going to be biblical.
I'm just getting warmed up. This is Von Clausewitz shit. Total fucking war. I'm gonna pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna be biblical.
Believe me, I don't do any half-ass shit. It might take me a while, but when I present this, it's done. It's done. And I have other people who are in cahoots with me to expose these people for precisely what they are. You could have made a shit ton of money, but you went back. I don't know who's threatening you, who's blackmailing you, who's paying you off. But it doesn't matter, because what you're doing on social media right here, the people who control the venue, you're only stepping on your own dick, because there's other platforms that we can use. And when people get banned from something, people want to see what they got banned for. And my videos on the land of the Roos and the Joeys can be seen on BitChute at Net for Truth USA channel. You'll see it. Just scroll through it. And why? Because they have a false narrative and they're backing it up with false facts. They're burying fake dead people behind a fake video in order to pass the laws that they passed. And if this was common knowledge in the land of the Roos and the Joeys, we would have an outback revolution. Now that's a knife! We would. And it should happen. It should have happened here a long time ago. Obama is trying the narrative. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You can call fake bullshit all you want to, but when they prove it, that it's not fake, when they prove the narrative, calling it fake, is bullshit, then nothing they say will have any weight whatsoever. They don't seem to get that. But you know what? Their backs up are against the wall, and their only alternatives are to keep doubling down on the bullshit and put off the inevitable as long as they can, because what is coming down the pike at them are military tribunals for treason and the death penalty. So they have nothing to lose at this point. They have to take Trump out of office so they can try to bury this bullshit that they've been doing for the last 3 years. And, the American people out of sight, out of mind. If they don't hear about it anymore, it must be that it resolved. Most people would rather believe bullshit and be done with it than to spend any mental energy after going after the truth. Even when their life depends on it. Even when the well-being of their children depend on it. Oh, that would never happen to my kid. Well, tomorrow maybe your kid will be gone and you'll wonder whether or not he or she is on a sacrificial altar being offered to Molech. Maybe then that'll sink in. And I hate to say it because I wish it wasn't true. I wish it wasn't true. I would rather be full of shit and these children not being tortured, not being sacrificed, and I would go into a hole and hide and live the rest of my life in peace. But I know I'm right. I know I'm right, and I know the people who are behind me are right. And if we're right, then something has to be done. But it has to be exposed. It has to be believed. Because people do not pull stories like this out of their ass. You can't make this shit up. It's been going on forever. And the reason it doesn't stop is that people cannot wrap their mind around the pure, unmitigated, unfettered, uninhibited evil that these people engage in. They just can't believe it. They don't believe it because they would never do anything like that. The government would never kill 3,000 people in order to have an excuse to go over in Afghanistan and fuck around where they got no business. To go and stir the turd over there to get all these kids that they can traffic, all these undocumented children that don't have any birth certificates, and all of this oil and all of the poppy fields that are supplying the drug trade for the CIA, that goes back to Korea, goes back to Vietnam, goes back to everything. I guarantee you, if Afghanistan's prime export was broccoli, we wouldn't even be anywhere near that place. Think about this for a minute. Where have we been stirring the turd in all these bullshit wars? Korea? Vietnam? First of all, North Korea has got unbelievable amount of rare minerals and things like that. Vietnam, oil, drugs, trafficking children. Over right next door is Laos, Cambodia, all that. Up the yin-yang. Afghanistan, same story. Haiti, same story. So all of this stuff goes together. The main nexus is child trafficking, drug trafficking, and oil. 3 different things that they're involved in, probably even more than that. But those are the 3 main motivations why we're overseas, where we got no business, in foreign countries, in overthrowing dictators and moving our people in and taking their people out. We got no business over there. The only business we got is over here. You do what you want over there. You want to wear the thing and say, blah, 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 do what you want. You want to live in the 6th century BC? Be my guest. But we're America. We're Americans. We believe in God and the Constitution. We believe in the Bill of Rights. And no company, in fact, these companies have a bullshit defense. We're a private company. We can't violate your constitutional rights. Really? I tell you what. You're a government entangled entity. You were started by DARPA. You're funded by the government. You have multi-billion-dollar contracts. In effect, you are the government. If the government tells you to take Dave's channel off, you will do what the government tells you, Or otherwise, maybe next year you won't have the satellite contracts to spy on people anymore. Maybe you'll lose a couple of $1 billion because you didn't take Dave and Stoney's channel off your venue. And let Dave and Stony try to fight you because, you know, this is classic David and Goliath shit. They haven't got the money and they don't have the resources to fight a team of lawyers that are working in a rigged system to begin with. And that's what Obama is hoping for. He's hoping for enough people to believe his bullshit story and enough people to believe that all the stuff that's going to be dropped is fake, photoshopped, AI'd, CGI'd, whatever, that they'll call us the fake news and the mainstream media is always telling the truth. Ever since JFK, the fake media has been running a scam on the American people like you would not believe. This is the biggest scam in world history. Because people trusted them. We don't trust mainstream media anymore. Nobody with half a brain and 2 brain cells to rub together trusts anything that comes out of that boob tube anymore. And if that's the case, why are you paying to watch that crap? If you've got a cable box, get rid of it. Just keep your internet connection. Give your cable box back. Say, I don't want, you pay the last bill, say, yeah, take this shit back. I don't need it. Get yourself a Tiger Stream box. The link is in the description. For what you pay for a month of cable service, you got every movie ever made, every TV show that was ever aired. You got Netflix, you got YouTube, you got everything that you want to put on this box. There's thousands of applications that you can put on this box and you can tailor it for what you want to see. You want to see politics, you want to see news, you want to see comedy, you want to see classic movies. They got apps for all that. It'll take you a minute to learn how to use it. It might take you a week to learn how to use it. But guess what? After you learn how to use this thing and got all the stuff all set up on it, you don't have to watch no more commercials about cars you can't afford to buy and not interested in anyway, about drugs to treat little minor things that'll kill you, make your liver explode, make your brain, hemorrhage, and make you want to commit suicide. And all of this mindless crap. Buy one, get one free. Or buy 3 tires, get one free. Are you kidding me? Why wash your brain with that crap? Get a Tiger Stream. And you'll have everything. There's no need for a DVR, no need to record anything. It's not like, oh, I forgot to record the whatever you want to watch. I forgot to record it. You get it anytime you want. So why would you need to record it? If you want to record it, you can. You can download it. But why would you want to record it when you can watch it at a whim? And if you got to go up and use the facilities, you push pause and you go use the facilities, come back when you want, just like you do with the cable box, boom, and you're done. So why would you put yourself through all that stuff? Why pay $1,200 every 6 months for, or as some people pay $300 for their cable bill? Why pay all that money to watch crap? And when you don't have a cable box anymore, they don't know what you're watching, because when you change channels and when you watch a program, they know when you're watching, when you're not watching, and how long you're watching. So if you deprive them of that information, they can't go to their advertisers and say, hey, you know what, Dave is watching The Big Bang Theory for half an hour last night, and he watched CNN for 15 minutes the other day. They can't do that. So now they lose revenue because it goes by how many people are watching. And by the way, CNN just took a big dump. So let's give them the last rites. The Requiem Aeterna, and and put the last nail in the coffin of the mainstream media. Maybe they'll learn a lesson. This is Dave from Net4 Truth USA. Thank you very much for watching. And we don't, at this point, we don't have any ads running. So if you can, please support us. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe to our backup channels, Whirlwind Revolt, Inglorious Patriots, and Net for Truth USA 2 Patriot channel. You can also find us at Net for Truth USA on BitChute. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 4th fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. You can support this channel by using the links in the description, but for a $100 donation, I will personally send you a autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears. Also, visit my bookstore at lulu.com/net4truth USA. If you are viewing this video on BitChute, you can use the links in the description to support us, or simply click the green $ dot on our video to support this channel. Thank you. Links are in the description section.